I've made some tea in this really cute cup, and we are going to be talking all things whimsy and how you can be and live a more whimsical life. Hello my lovelies, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I have this really cute cup of tea. It's actually orange and lemon, I think. I do love peppermint tea, but I thought I would make orange and lemon because peppermint tea is my evening tea, and obviously it's still the daytime. But in today's video, we're actually going to be talking all things whimsy. I feel like we should all be able to live a whimsical life. There's so much beauty in the world, and I want to be able to bring that to you all. So before we get started, I thought I would just explain what the whimsy aesthetic actually is. You might have heard it on TikTok, YouTube. It's sort of like going around. I didn't even know what it was until I watched a few videos about it, and I love it, so I thought that I would share it with you as well. I would like to say that the whimsy aesthetic is very similar to romanticism, and I've done quite a few videos on romanticism and how you can romanticize your life, and it's very similar in the sense that you want to try and find magic in all of the mundane things so that you can then make your life more magical and more fun to live. This is the kind of magic that doesn't have to come from grand gestures, but more like the small little things that you do in your life, like your morning routine or your work or your evening routine, and just adding in that sprinkle of magic to give yourself something to look forward to instead of living this life of depression and just thinking that everything is out to get you. I think when you believe that the world is this magical place, it becomes so much more fun to be able to go through your day to day. It's about treating life to be like art. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it can be expressive and playful and uniquely yours. I don't want you to think that by having this whimsical life, you are escaping the world and your life. You're not. You're just brightening it, making it softer, making it feel like something worth savoring and worth living. In this video, I'm going to be sharing 25 different ways you can live a more whimsical life. I'll split it into 5 different sections where we're talking about personal style, lifestyle, wellness, social, and academic. There is a lot that I want to talk about, so let's get straight into the video. We're going to start with section 1, which is all things personal style. Tip number 1 is to dress like your favorite fictional character. So you need to choose someone who inspires you, whether it be for example, for me, I love Blair Waldorf. It could be, I don't know, Luna Lovegood. This is so random, but it's in my notes. Anne of Green Gables. Another one of my favorite characters is Rory. There's so many characters from Clueless or Mean Girls. Just so many characters that you can choose from, and everyone's gonna have at least one person that is their comfort character, that is the kind of person that they look to get inspiration for their life. And so you can use them as your muse for the day. Maybe I've had a few times where I've dressed like Blair Waldorf and I've chosen outfits that remind me of her, and it just adds a little bit of magic because you're allowing yourself to imagine what that person would wear. I feel like my outfit today is very Lorelai. I feel like Lorelai would kill this outfit. She would really like this outfit, and it's just very I don't know, it gives a mumsy, whimsical vibe, which I feel like is her style in a nutshell. So yeah, I didn't even choose to wear an outfit like her character, but it just sort of happened. The second tip is to create a signature accessory. So this could be a ribbon in your hair, vintage clothes, and just vintage stuff. I love people with a vintage aesthetic. In fact, I have become so much more obsessed with the vintage clothes and vintage aesthetic and just the small little vintage things. For example, look at this really cute vintage purse. It's actually a jewelry holder, so you can put jewelry inside of it, but it's so cute. And just, I don't know, maybe it's your aesthetic to have vintage stuff like this. I feel like that is definitely an aesthetic that I am leaning more towards because I feel like it just excites me. Maybe it could be having a charm bracelet or something that feels like you're holding that secret power. So for me, my signature accessory is this really beautiful silver ring. You will always see me wearing this ring. It is a ring that my grandmother bought me, and in fact it is very whimsical. It's just these really pretty leaves. I get so many compliments on this ring and I cannot even tell you where it's from, but I wear this every single day and I like to treat it as my signature accessory, but also an accessory that brings luck. So choose something that is signature to you, a lot like a signature perfume. Choose an accessory that people are going to be able to see that accessory in a shop or something like that, and they'll be reminded of you. The next tip is to layer textures and patterns that you love. So it could be tulle skirts with chunky knits or lace with denim. I mean, I just feel like that's really cute. It's adding like that like boyish look with like a very girly look. So it's like a little bit of a mix of both. And unexpected combos, I feel like they spark curiosity, and whenever I see someone that has like unique colors put together or unique textures and layers put together and patterns, it just makes me look at them and think, wow, I really love your outfit. Like, that's what makes an outfit really unique. The fourth tip is to make getting dressed a ritual. So you could light a candle, play a playlist, put a YouTube video on in the background that makes you feel like that whimsy character, and treat it like you're creating a painting with your clothes. Like, treat it like your art. Treat it like getting dressed can be this like romantic, almost like intimate ritual with yourself, and not just something where it's like, oh my god, I have to get dressed, I can't be bothered, like, oh, I guess I'm just gonna wear the same slacks I wear every day because I can't be bothered to choose an outfit. Like, make it something to be excited for. You're customizing your character. Like, that's something that's really cool. Every time that you leave your house, you're leaving it in an outfit where not only are you going to be perceived by other people in the world, but you'll be perceiving yourself in a specific way. I feel like whenever I leave the house in a really cute outfit, I am more likely to feel more confident in myself, which will help me to have a better day. And the last tip for this section is to add a story to each outfit. Before you leave the house, ask yourself, what story does this outfit tell today? So basically, I think what this is trying to get at, are you wanting to be romantic or mysterious or joyful? Like, what kind of story do you want other people to think of when they look at you? So there are a few times where I like choose an outfit and I'll be like, this is a very like lover girl outfit. This is very romantic. I want people to look at this outfit and think, wow, she seems like a very like lover girl person. Or maybe you want to be mysterious. Maybe you want to be a bit like Bella Swan or Edward Cullen and you want to have a little bit of a mysterious outfit. Or maybe you want to be joyful. You want people to look at you with your bright colors and your pinks and oranges and blues, and you want people to smile because your outfit screams character. It's all completely up to you, and that is where the magic is. The second section is all about lifestyle and romanticizing the ordinary. Have a morning drink is the first tip. I really love this step. I just think, like, if you have something to look forward to in the morning, you're going to be more likely to be excited to wake up in the morning, because I used to be that person that would hate morning routines. I hated it. I didn't understand why people romanticized it. I was like, what is so fun about getting up in the morning and not knowing what you want to do with your day? If you have set things that you want to do in the morning, or that you know that you love doing when you wake up in the morning, it will make you feel so much more excited to get up in the morning. So for example, maybe you want to have a matcha, or maybe you want to have a morning coffee, or if you don't like either of those drinks, it could be a smoothie or a juice that you have, and you have that specific drink every single morning, and it gives you something to look forward to. So I feel like that is something that will be able to help you add a little bit of magic into your everyday. I got something in my eye. How do I make this whimsy? Maybe it's like fairy dust in my eye and not actually an eyelash. One can hope. The second tip is to use pretty stationery for your to-do lists, or even write them with a fountain pen. I've seen people like do their normal day-to-day tasks with a fountain pen, and I just think that's such a cute idea. Or maybe you have like a glittery notebook, or you know those like feather pens that we used to love as a kid? Get one of those. Like, who cares if you're in your mid-20s or even like 30s, 40s, 50s? If you want a glitter feather pen, buy a glitter feather pen. Allow your inner child to come out with that. I feel like that's so magical and fun. The third tip, which I've actually seen a few people mention, is creating theme nights or theme days. Like, for example, you could have cottagecore Sundays, or fairy tale Fridays, or I don't know, movie night Thursday, or I don't know, just something like every single day has a specific theme. And then with that day, you know, going into it, okay, like, I don't know, Sometimes I have like self-care Sundays, where on Sundays I know that's going to be my day to reset, to clean the house, to put on a face mask, to give back to myself basically. If you have those theme nights, it will get you excited because you won't just feel like, oh, another Wednesday or another Thursday. Like, you'll have that specific theme night to get you excited for that day of the week. Tip number 4 is to hang twinkly lights or fairy decor. Now, I don't know if you can tell, but in the corner of my room there, I have like seashells and greenery sort of wrapped around my bed because it just adds a really magical vibe. And then behind where the camera actually is, I have some fairy lights, and I always have fairy lights in my room. You would have seen it in my previous videos when I was back in uni. Even in my uni room I had fairy lights. I feel like having fairy lights just makes your room such a magical space. And in the evening, when you have like your salt lamp on and you light a candle and you put your fairy lights on, you just go into this magical realm, and it makes the evening even more exciting and relaxing for you. So definitely invest in some fairy lights and turn your space into a sanctuary. And the last tip for this section is to listen to film scores as you do chores. Now, I am a pro at this. It is all I do. I love listening to film scores. Actually, I used to do this thing where I would listen to Harry Potter music when I was trying to go to sleep and just pretend I was falling asleep in Hogwarts. I don't know if that's sad or cute. I don't really know. All I know is I actually helped. It was very relaxing to me. I think not the like very chaotic music, but like the very soft music of Harry Potter is very calming and makes me go to sleep. But honestly, there are so many different film scores that I love to listen to. Like, for example, the Twilight playlist. When I'm out and about, I live in an area which is very Twilight-esque, and if I'm going on a walk in the woods, then I like to listen to my Twilight playlist. Or I love to play French music in the evenings and jazz music. I feel like that really jazzes up, no pun intended, my evening. So choosing a film score that feels right for you and allows you to create a scene as if you are in this magical movie, which excites you and makes your everyday a little bit more magic, which is what the Whimsy aesthetic is all about. Section number 3 is all about wellness and how you can nourish your life with softness. Okay, so the first tip is to go on aesthetic walks, and this isn't the kind of walk that you would be going on for like steps. It's more just to observe and see the clouds and the colours and have quiet thoughts and connect with nature and to see all the flowers. I feel like aesthetic walks are very important for you to be able to fully be in the moment, because if you're going on your like, I don't know, everyday walk, you might be listening to your music or listening to a podcast, and you might not be really focusing on what's around you. And I think that you need to be able to focus on what's around you to be able to romanticize it and be grateful for it. So even if it's just a 5-minute walk in your area, go out and like look at the trees and see everything that there is to see, hear the birds, see everyone around, people watch, and really just love every moment of it. And you will see that there is so much magic to life when you open your eyes to it. I think if your eyes are closed to the magic of the world, you won't really see the magic of the world. But if you allow yourself to fully be a part of it, you'll be able to see that there is so much beauty. The second tip is to create a comfort corner. So basically, this is a space in your room filled with maybe cushions, candles, books, or just things that soothe you. This could be like your PC, for example. Maybe you have like a gaming corner, maybe you have like a book corner, which is what I have in the corner of my room. I also have like bookshelves behind me, bookshelves in front of me. I have my angel number posters to the side of me. Like, I have so many different corners of my room that bring a different type of comfort to me. And if you have a comfort corner, it will be able to soothe you when you're in that corner. One day I would love to have a proper book comfort corner. Maybe not in this bedroom, but in a future bedroom of mine, I would love to have like a little chair with like some books around me, maybe some shelves, some candles, a little side table where I can put my drink, and I feel like that will be the dream comfort corner for me. But if you are able to do this, again, it will just create a little bit more magic into your room. The next tip, and one of my favorites, and one that I've definitely said many times before on this channel, is to write letters to your future self. This could be on like special, maybe even beautiful paper, like maybe even go out of your way to buy a card for yourself, and then you seal it and you keep it tucked away for a time where you will be able to stumble across it. What I love to do is I will write down emails to myself, and I'll send them to myself in the future, where I know I will completely forget about that email, but I won't like, I feel like with letters, the issue is that sometimes I generally do lose them, and I don't want to lose them because I want to be able to come across them again. So then in that case, I'll write an email to myself and I'll schedule it to send on a specific day. So for example, 6 months ago, I wrote a letter to myself to send at the end of this year. So I think probably like December 1st. Like, it wasn't like going into 2026, it was the very end of this year, to be able to say, oh, did you do all of the things that you wanted to do, basically, and to just check up on myself. I also wrote a letter for myself on Valentine's Day of this year to be scheduled to send to myself on Valentine's next year, and that's just a very like a personal romantic letter to myself. It's not really talking much about love, it's more just talking about the love that I have for myself, and again checking in to see where I am in my life. And I feel like that really excites me. I haven't actually written a letter to my future self since then, but it is definitely something that I would love to do, so I do recommend it. The fourth tip is to make bath or shower time sacred. Now, this is something that I really love to do, specifically with my showers, because I would say I'm more of a shower person, but I definitely want to get into my baths more in the winter and autumn time. I don't really like to take baths in the summer just because I feel like it just would make me very warm. But in the summertime, what I love to do is to play an affirmation playlist in the background, and it just romanticizes it for me. Maybe you can play some music and sing along and pretend you're in like this movie. It says here on my notes that you could add like flowers or oil blends. I've seen people put like oil like specific for the shower and like drop them on the bottom of the shower so that when it steams that it makes the whole room smell nice. Or when people are having baths, they have like this little tray that goes over the bath, and they have like a coloring book and some tea and like a fancy drink and like a wine glass, and I've always wanted to do that, so I will do that one day, but again in the winter time. And then the last tip for this section is to practice mirror affirmations, but with flair. Maybe you can write them in lipstick and just leave it on your mirror, or have like a sticky note and like put it next to your mirror. Or what I used to do back in my room in Lincoln is I would put them around my room. I even had this note that I put on my door to be able to read every time I left the room, which would be like whenever I would leave the house, and you could just read them and read them and read them over again, and it will make it even more exciting for yourself. So yeah, make affirmations more of a magical thing than they already are. That brings us to the fourth section, which is all things social and how you can enchant your relationships. The first one is to send voice notes, but like you're a character in a film. So I think that is so cool. Like, you could basically like choose a character and then send a voice note as if you were that character, explaining how your day went with like storytelling, or maybe describing your day like a letter from afar, or just treating it like this magical moment. So if you ever want to have some fun with a friend, then I definitely recommend that. The second one is something that I've actually seen people do a lot, and that's having host like themed picnics or dinners. So I've seen people like do Bridgerton dinners, for example, and I have always wanted to do this. I've always wanted to have like a themed lunch or themed dinner, like where everyone will come to that dinner or that event knowing that they have to dress in that theme or bring a certain something that they've made which matches that theme. I really want to do a Twilight themed dinner. I don't know how many people I'm going to be able to get to come to that, because I'm not going to lie, I know like two friends of mine that actually like Twilight, and then everyone else probably just thinks it's a joke. But I will find more people. If you like Twilight, comment it down below, because I need to know that these people exist, because they're so hard to find because everyone just thinks it's cringy. And don't get me wrong, as a fellow Twilight fan, I know that there are definitely a lot of moments in Twilight that are cringy, but it's something that I love. It's my childhood. So yeah, having a themed dinner. The third tip is to make tiny gifts for no reason. So this could be like pressed flowers in envelopes, handwritten letters, or maybe even having like playlists titled like novels, like making playlists for other people. I just love to be able to give gifts back to myself, but then also to give gifts to other people. But more than anything, it is handmade gifts that mean the most to me. Like, if you have spent and you've taken time out of your day to write me a letter or like make me something, I am on my hands and knees praying and thanking God for you. Like, what? I mean, I'm a words of affirmation girly, so if anyone is writing me a letter, I will be very happy. But that is very much what I do for other people. I love to write little notes for people. When I was living with my best friend back in Lincoln, I would do this thing where whenever she would have exams, I would write her letters to read after the exam, and that would be more if I wasn't there, or I would make her food and I would leave a little note in the fridge so that when she would go to get her lunch the next day, she would see the note, or I would make her a cup of tea and then have a note next to it, like leave it on the ground, knock on her door, quickly run away, and then let her like have the magic of that as well. Like, I feel like notes are just so magical, and like little gifts and like picking flowers for someone, like bring the whimsy into your life and into other people's lives. And then the next one is to give your friends whimsical nicknames. So this could be something personal and endearing, and it just makes it seem like you're in this little universe together. So for example, I call my best friend Sanithi, I call her Seni, and I don't know if this was something that she used to have happen to her, but basically when I started calling her that, everybody else started calling her that as well. And my dad, as a joke, calls her Sunny because she's very cheerful and very like bright, and obviously that reminds my dad of the sun, so he calls her Sunny. And I just think that's such a cute nickname. Like, no one else is going to call her that. It's very personal. Like, there's a specific reason why my dad calls her that. So if you have like cute little nicknames for your friends, I feel like, again, that makes it very magical and very fun. Now, it's very difficult to turn my name into a nickname. However, when I was younger, I used to get called Flirty by the people in my family. My brother even used to call me Fluffy because he couldn't pronounce my name right. And I just think having these cute little nicknames make the relationships that you have with people even more intimate. And the last tip in this section is to celebrate the tiny milestones that you have together. So like, maybe you've just finished an essay, or maybe you have a new haircut, or maybe it is the first sunny day that you've had in a really long time. Make these small little celebrations that you wouldn't usually celebrate into something that is able to be celebrated. I feel like when you make the small things in life feel magical and feel even more bigger than they are, it will remind you that there is so much to be grateful for, and that yes, maybe you might be looking for the next thing to achieve in order to be able to feel proud of yourself, but maybe there is something right now that you are doing every single day that you don't realize is something that you should be proud of yourself for, that you can celebrate. So this could be the fact that you go to the gym, or the fact that you wake up and make your bed, or the fact that you go out of your way to buy a gift for someone, and maybe you should get a gift for yourself now as well. Or just choosing that small little thing and turning it into something to celebrate, maybe with someone else as well, with your closest friends and your family, and making it into a magical moment. And the last section for this video is all about academic and how to add magic to the academic world and to the mundane, and to make it a little bit more magical, because we all deserve to be in our studying moment, but to add a little bit of magic to it. The first tip in this section is to choose a favorite character, like I said earlier, but this time you're going to pretend that you are studying with them or even as them. So for me, this, oh my god, I just saw this little petal like fall from the sky. That was so cute and whimsical. Very fitting for this video. Anyways, sidetracked. This character will always be for me Rory Gilmore. I just think that she is the ultimate study vibes, and I love to just pretend that I am her and that I'm studying. I mean, I'm not going to be studying anymore because I've just finished university, which is kind of sad because I think I will miss romanticizing the academic world, but also at the same time it's a little bit chaotic, so you know, and there's always things to study in life. So one thing that I always love to do is, let's say you have like a favorite film, so for example you love the aesthetic of Hogwarts, I will find a atmospheric video on YouTube like studying in Hogwarts, and I'll put it on the background and I'll play the music from that specific film as well, and pretend as if I'm actually studying in that place. So maybe you can put on a Gilmore Girls playlist and have like a Gilmore Girls atmosphere video where Rory Gilmore is studying, or maybe you want to be studying in Hogwarts like I just said, which is something that I always wish to do, and I'll put a little atmospheric video on that is linked to Hogwarts. The second tip is to keep a whimsical planner or calendar. So maybe you can have this like little planner and you can decorate it with stickers and use pastel highlighters or your feather pen that we were talking about earlier, and maybe write down little inspiring quotes that make you smile. Just make your calendar or your planner very personal to you. I love to use Notion, which is a online planner, and you can just basically organize your whole life on Notion. I actually have this whole section for my YouTube channel on there as well, and I just love to make it more personal to me and put pictures on it and templates that make me feel happy. And I feel like there is a little bit of like obsession with it, where you really want it to look really cute, and you look at the way other people's planners and organizers look, and then you feel like you're not doing well enough. But the whole point of a whimsical life is that you realize that what you have in this current moment is enough. You just need to make it more magical to see it that way. So we need to stop comparing what other people have and what other people are doing, and focus on what we have and what we're doing instead. So make your own things magical, because you can do that. Number 3 is to set timers with themed soundscapes. So like I said in the first tip, if you're using any timers like Pomodoro method timers, or just timers in general, have like the specific timers that will have like something going on in the background. I love study with me YouTube videos. Oh my god, they're so much fun. And I found the specific person that I loved, that I basically did all my studying with, and they would study in so many different cities, and they would have like beautiful views, and it would just make it so much more fun, because I would feel motivated because I was studying with someone else, but I wasn't actually with them, so I wasn't getting distracted, but I had that comfort to know that I wasn't alone, and there was that beautiful landscape and that view as well, which made it even more relaxing. And on top of that, there would be a playlist in the background like lo-fi or jazz or something like that, and they would also have like versions where they wouldn't have music. So if you can't work with music on in the background, then they would have like silent versions where all you can hear is like, I don't know, the rain or the sounds of the city or the sounds of the countryside. And I think that is just so creative. It adds a little bit of magic into your study sessions. Number 4 is to create a magic item for productivity. So basically this could be like a ring or a sparkly pen or something that you wear or put on or use when you know you want to focus. I think this is such a cute idea, and is actually an idea that ChatGPT gave me, and I feel like it makes so much sense. Like if you have a specific thing that you always go to when you want to be motivated, if you go to that certain thing, it will then make you motivated and make you feel productive. For me, unfortunately, this is coffee. Whenever I have a cup of coffee, I am suddenly able to change the world. And if I don't have that cup of coffee, I'm not as motivated. It actually needs to be studied, because it is worrying. Because if I need to be able to have something that's maybe a little bit more healthier, but I don't know, for like tea, I see it as like this relaxing element. Like when I'm drinking tea, I'm relaxing and I'm winding down, but when I'm drinking coffee, that's it. It's time to get started. It's time to get productive. And I feel like you could have a specific item that might be able to give you that feeling as well. And then the last tip for this section is to write goals like their story quests. So again, this is something that ChatGPT gave me, and I just thought it was such a cute idea, so I had to share it. So instead of writing finished report or finishing your homework, you could write complete the sacred scroll by sunset. I just think that's so funny. Like it adds a little bit of magic into your day, and it makes you feel like you're in a fairy tale. And for someone who is literally obsessed with fantasy books, I love that. I love the fact that I could make my life fantastical and make it more whimsical. And I feel like the thing is with adding whimsy into your life is realizing that it's okay if maybe your life isn't as magical as you wish it would be, but you can add the magic into your life. You have the control of how you want to see the world. Like something that I feel like is very magical for me is whenever I see an angel number, and I've been seeing a lot recently. I've been seeing them on number plates of cars. So I saw 2 444s in Italy, 177 and 1888 while I've been at home, and it's just insane to me. I keep seeing them everywhere, and they all mean sort of the same things, that I'm on the right path, that good luck is coming to me, that financial stability is coming to me. And whenever I see these angel numbers, I like to see them as like a message from the universe and something that's personal to me. And someone could come up to you and say, well, that's ridiculous, like surely it should be a message for everyone. Yeah, that's fine, but you know what? I want to add magic into my life by believing that was a specific message for me, and maybe it was a specific message for about 50 other people that day as well, but that's okay, because we're all going through these little magical moments together, and that's what makes life magical. So if you want to look at your life in a magical way, don't worry about what anyone else thinks. It's your life, and you get to choose to live it the way that you want to live it. Whimsy life isn't about being aesthetic for the sake of it. It's about feeling connected to your surroundings, to yourself, and to the magic that's always been there. That magic will always be there. You can choose to believe in it, or you can choose to just ignore it and go about living your life the way you used to. But you know what? I feel like it's fun to live an enchanting, magical life, and you don't need a new life to feel it. It's already around you. You just need to look at the one you have a little bit differently, and you need to have a new perspective and a new focus. So that brings me to the end of this video. Please let me know in the comments down below which one of these you are going to try first, maybe which section you loved the most, or do you already have your own whimsical ritual that you love? And please, if you do, then share it with everyone and share it with me, because I would love to hear. And yeah, if you liked this video, then please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you next Sunday at 12 p.m. Bye bye, my lovelies.